Hello people, welcome to Code Framer. In this video, we are going to understand Python strings. These concepts are extremely useful and important. If you are a beginner, then these concepts will help you in a big way, during professional web development in future. By the way, they are extremely simple concepts to grasp, and trust me, it is going to be a cakewalk. But, pay complete attention and also practice along to make that happen. Before you start, I would highly recommend you to watch Python Data Type Part 1 video, because you need to have the conceptual background about this topic. So, let us begin. What is a Python string? Well, the Python interpreter considers any string as an array of bytes, which represents Unicode characters. Well, this is just a textbook definition. If it does not make much sense now, then it's just okay. Here is a fun definition of string. Any character or group of characters that is given within double or single quotes will be considered as a string by the Python interpreter. By the way, strings are usually represented in the same way in other programming languages as well. Now let us start executing some code and see how the Python interpreter deals with strings. So for example, we can print a string, hello world 1, in double quotes, and then hello world 2, in single quotes. For both the cases, the result is the same. So, I hope that this proves the point, that for the Python interpreter, any character given inside a single or double quote, is a string. We can store string values in variables, and then we can print them. For example, we can say, variable a, equals, hi how are you? And if we print variable a, then it will give us the result as a string value. Using this variable, we can call different methods in string to perform different operations. We will see them shortly. For now let us move forward. We can write multiline strings, using double quote symbols, 3 times. For example, x equals, double quotes 3 times, and then we can fill our string value inside. Now if we print x, then it gives us the same result, along with the line breaks. This form of representing strings is extensively used to comment and documentation of code. We will discuss comments and documentation in a future video. For now, just remember that multi-line strings can be created and stored inside double quotes 3 times. By the way, you can replace the 3 double quotes with 3 single quotes as well. Here is the result with single quotes. It will have exactly the same result. But I always prefer double quotes for multiline comments. I hope that the concept of multiline strings is clear. Now let us move towards indexing and slicing of strings, which are considered to be extremely important aspects of working with strings. If we declare a string, hello world, and store in a variable, m, then we can access any character in the string, using the index position. So, if we want to access the first 5 characters in the string, then, we can print it using the indexes, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope that this is clear. To fetch all the letters from index 1 to index 6, we can say, print m, square brackets, and inside it, 1:6. Always remember, that the index value after the colon, will be excluded by the interpreter. So, here the result will be from index 1, to index 5. Oh okay, in the result, we are unable to see the space in the end. Let me give another example, let us fetch characters from index 3, to index 7. Here, index 3 to index 6, will be printed, and index 7, will be excluded. I hope that the slicing concept is clear now. Play around a little more with some more combinations of index slicing, and I am sure you will get it if not already. Let us see a few more things. If we want to print values of all the indexes, after index 2, then we can say, m, square brackets, 2 colon. As the end of the slicing index is empty after colon, interpreter will print values of all the indexes, after index 2, to the right. In the same way, we can print all the values of indexes, before a particular index. Say for example, we want to print all the values before index 7. Then we can say, m, square bracket, colon, 7. As the start of the slicing index is empty, interpreter will print all the values until index 6, and exclude index 7. Always remember, the index after the colon, will be excluded by the interpreter. I hope that this is clear. We can also perform slicing using the negative indexing. So, if we want to fetch value from negative index 7, to negative index 2, then we can say, m, square bracket, minus 7, colon, minus 2. This will fetch the value from index minus 7 to minus 3, and index minus 2, will be excluded. Don't get confused with this result. The first character is empty space, which denotes index position minus 7, and then remaining characters in the output string, represents index positions, minus 6, minus 5, minus 4, and minus 3, respectively. I would recommend you to play around with negative index slicing, so that you feel comfortable using it. We can also fetch a range of characters, using negative index slicing. For example, if we say, m, square bracket, minus 1, colon. It will give the result as an exclamation mark, because, minus 1 denotes the start of character from right. And since the starting index of our slicing is minus 1, it will print only the exclamation mark. Now, let us take another example. If we want to fetch all the values before index minus 1, then we can say, m, square bracket, colon, minus 1. As you can see, this prints all the values before index minus 1. I hope that slicing with both positive and negative indexes are clear. If you have any doubts on this, then watch data type part 1 video again. Then it will be crystal clear. You can also ask your queries in comments. Now, let us move forward and see more interesting methods and operations we can perform on strings. In order to find the length of a string value, we can use len function, and pass the string as the argument. This will print the total number of characters available in a string, including the white spaces in between. So, as you can see here, the total characters in variable m is 12. If we want to remove white spaces from any string value, then we can use the strip method. For example, we have certain white spaces in a string value, which is stored in a variable, n. Then we can say, n, dot, strip, and then, open and close brackets. This will return the string removing all the white spaces at the start and at the end. It will not remove the white spaces between the strings. If you are getting a question about how strip method works internally, then I will explain it during object-oriented programming in Python. So for now, just concentrate on different operations that can be performed on strings. Next method is lower. Using this method, we can convert all the characters in a string to lowercase. For example, if we declare a variable k, and store the string value hello world in capital letters. To convert it into small letters, we can say, k, dot, lower, open and closed brackets. This will return the string in lowercase. Similarly, upper method can be used to convert a string with lowercase letters to uppercase letters. Next one is replace method. We can replace any character or group of characters in a string. For example, we want to replace the character h with a character 1. Then we can write l dot replace, and inside the square brackets, we need to pass two arguments. First argument is the character, which is to be removed, and second is the character, which is to be added over the removed character, passed as the first argument. So in this example, as you can see, h is replaced by 1. Similarly, if we want to replace character l with 4, then we can give l as the first argument, and then for, as the second argument. I hope that this is clear. Next method that we are going to look at is split. This method is used to split a string into multiple parts, and these parts will be stored as elements in a list. For example, if we have a string value, hello world, separated by a comma in between. And if we want to split this string, by using the comma separator, then we can say, p.split, and we can pass the comma as the argument in double quotes. This will create a list of two values, where the first element of the list will be string values before the comma separator, and the second element of the list will be string values after the comma separator. By the way, any symbol between strings can be used as a separator. For example, a pipe symbol. Now, if you want to split the string, using any particular character inside the string. Say for example, O, then it will split the string, at every occurrence of O. I hope that this is clear. Let us move forward. We can find the existence of a character, or group of characters, inside a string value. For example, if we want to find the word, want, inside the string stored in variable, some underscore text. Then we can write, want, in double quotes, and then, in, and then the variable name which is, some text. If the character in double quotes, exists in the variable, then it will return the result as true. Similarly, if we want to check non-existence of a word or character, in a string value, then we can use, not in. If the word does not exist in the string, then it will return true. But if it exists, then it will return false. I hope that these concepts are clear. Now let us have a look at concatenation operation in strings. The concatenation is performed using the plus symbol in Python. So, if we store, hello, in var1 variable. Then we store, world, in var2 variable. Now, if you add these two variables, using the plus symbol, then the string values stored in these variables, will be concatenated as a result. As you can see, the strings are joined, which does not quite look readable. So, if we want to add a space between these two words, you can again concatenate a white space between these two variables. You can add a comma in the concatenated string. Also, at the end, let us add another string with an exclamation mark. How cool is that? These things will get extremely useful during web development. For now, just practice and remember these points. I will conclude this now, to keep the video length in control. We still have a lot of fascinating stuff to explore about strings in the next video. Do like the video, and share it with other code lovers. Support the channel by hitting the subscribe button. See you soon, and until then, happy learning.